Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel, where we dive into the latest twists and turns from Port Charles. We're unpacking the intense drama unfolding in the episode airing on Tuesday, September 2nd, with shocking discoveries, desperate schemes, and looming fallout for fan-favorite characters, as the residents of Port Charles navigate a whirlwind of secrets and betrayals. The spotlight falls on Sonny Corinthos, who stumbles into a chilling revelation that could upend ongoing investigations. Imagine the tension building as whispers of a mysterious body in the water spread like wildfire through the docks, pulling Sonny right into the heart of a potential cover-up. This alert isn't just a random event. It ties directly into the undercurrents of power struggles that have been simmering for weeks, forcing Sonny to confront the darker sides of loyalty and justice in a town where no one is truly safe. Adding to the intrigue, young Rocco Falconeri and Danny Morgan become unwitting heroes, or perhaps pawns in this macabre find, their innocent outing turning into a nightmare that echoes the dangers lurking beneath the surface of everyday life in Port Charles. With Sonny's sharp instincts kicking in, he quickly pieces together that this isn't an accident, but a deliberate act to silence a key figure, raising questions about who might benefit from such a ruthless move. Meanwhile, Willow Tate finds herself entangled in a web of repercussions from her past decisions, her world crumbling under the weight of custody battles and fractured relationships. Picture Willow at the hospital, her face etched with determination mixed with desperation, as she confides in Harrison Chase about a bold, risky strategy to reclaim her children. She's concocted a plan that involves making a pact with the Devillifering to rekindle things with Drew Kane in exchange for his influence to sway the outcome. But Chase, ever the voice of reason with his detective's intuition honed from years on the force, senses impending doom. He warns her that this shortcut could backfire spectacularly, unraveling not just her legal standing, but her personal integrity, inventing a new layer to this tension. Perhaps Chase draws from his own experiences with family turmoil, reminding Willow of times when hasty choices led to irreversible damage in his own life, urging her to build a case based on genuine stability rather than manipulation. Willow, however, gripped by doubt and fear of an unfair judgment, pushes back, her lack of trust in the system fueled by recent betrayals that have left her isolated and vulnerable. Shifting gears to the Robinson family, Trina Robinson emerges as a fierce protector, hatching a clever scheme to shield her mother, Portia Robinson, from the shadows of blackmail. Envision Trina, with her youthful resolve and quick thinking, enlisting the help of Kai Taylor in a covert operation to locate and eliminate incriminating evidence that Drew Kane has been wielding like a weapon. This isn't just about family bonds. It's a testament to Trina's growth from a wide-eyed student to a strategic force in Port Charles. Perhaps inspired by past alliances and lessons learned from mentors like Ava Jerome. Adding fresh depth, Trina might weigh the ethical dilemmas of her actions, pondering how far one should go for love, while Kai's involvement introduces an element of thrill, as his skills in investigation could uncover even more hidden truths about Drew's machinations. The stakes are sky high, with Portia's reputation and freedom hanging in the balance, making this subplot a riveting exploration of sacrifice and redemption. Over at the Spencer household, Carly Spencer stands firm in her no-nonsense stance, refusing to extend any pity toward Willow amid the ongoing chaos. In a heated exchange with Elizabeth Baldwin, Carly lays it out plainly: if Willow chooses to swallow Drew's deceptive words hook, line, and sinker, that's entirely on her. This perspective adds a sharp edge to Carly's character, highlighting her history of tough love and survival instincts forged through countless scandals. To expand on this, perhaps Carly reflects on her own brushes with manipulation, drawing parallels to times when she had to own up to her mistakes without excuses, which strengthens her argument that accountability is key. Elizabeth, on the other hand, might point fingers at Drew's persistent scheming, but Carly's retort underscores a broader theme in Port Charles' personal responsibility. In a sea of temptations, echoing Carly's sentiments, Michael Corinthos doesn't mince words when discussing Willow's predicament with his sister, Christina Corinthos Davis. He bluntly states that Willow's string of poor judgments has paved the way for this mess, and now she must face the music. Michael's frustration boils over, perhaps rooted in his protective nature as a father and husband, amplified by invented details like sleepless nights worrying about the family's future. This conversation could delve into sibling dynamics, with Christina offering a counterpoint based on her own recent brushes with regret, creating a rich dialogue that humanizes their bond. while emphasizing the harsh realities of consequences in their high-stakes world. It's worth noting a brief programming hiccup. Fans should mark their calendars for a repeat episode on Monday, September 1st, aligning with Labor Day festivities. So plan your viewing accordingly to avoid missing the fresh action. When Tuesday rolls around, the show dives straight back into the fray, picking up threads from previous cliffhangers without missing a beat, ensuring viewers are thrust right into the escalating drama. Tying it all together, the discovery down by the docks adds a layer of mystery that intersects with Willow and Chase's hospital chat. Unbeknownst to them, the floating body belongs to none other than Judge Eva Heron, whose untimely demise suggests foul play aimed at derailing justice. Sonny's realization hits like a thunderbolt, implying that powerful forces are at work to silence her, perhaps connected to the very custody case Willow fears. Inventing an extra twist, maybe Sonny suspects ties to underground dealings he's long tried to escape, heightening the paranoia and setting the stage for alliances to shift dramatically. This grim fate not only predicts disaster as Chase foresees, but also amplifies the overarching narrative of peril in Port Charles, where every decision ripples outward with unforeseen impacts. Next, we're diving deep into the turbulent storm brewing in the marriage of Curtis Ashford and Dr. Portia Robinson, where old flames, hidden temptations, and emotional crossroads threaten to tear everything apart in the heart of Port Charles. In the ever-twisting world of Port Charles relationships, the union between Curtis Ashford and Dr. Portia Robinson is hanging by a thread, with whispers of instability echoing through the corridors of General Hospital and beyond. Picture the once solid couple now fractured by unresolved tensions, as Curtis's undeniable pull toward his ex-wife, Jordan Ashford, casts a long shadow over their vows. Portia, grappling with feelings of abandonment and deceit, could find herself drawn into the magnetic orbit of the enigmatic Dr. Isaiah Gannon, whose smooth charisma hides a more calculated agenda. This isn't just idle gossip. It's a potential powder keg that might explode if both partners start seeking comfort in forbidden places, inventing a fresh angle. Perhaps Portia's growing suspicions are fueled by overheard conversations at the hospital, where colleagues murmur about Curtis's late shifts coinciding suspiciously with Jordan's visits, amplifying her sense of isolation in a town where secrets rarely stay buried. The question lingers, will Curtis and Portia drift toward separate pots of solace? Or could Curtis's pattern of retreating into solitude leave Portia vulnerable to Isaiah's advances, ultimately dooming their marriage before it's even declared over? Delving into the heart of the conflict, Curtis's warm and familiar connection with Jordan is becoming a serious threat to his life with Portia, stirring up jealousy and doubt that could unravel everything. Their shared past, filled with intense history and what feels like lingering sparks, has evolved into something to intimate for comfort. With cozy late-evening discussions and meaningful looks exchanged by the shimmering Metro Court pool, Portia can't shake the vibe that Jordan's influence is pulling Curtis away, especially when he leans on her for emotional support. During crises like his outrage over Drew Quartermain's manipulative scheme involving Stella Henry, and the blackmail hanging over Portia's head, Curtis swears it's all innocent friendship, but Portia senses the undercurrents of something deeper, a betrayal that cuts to the core of their marriage. To expand on this dynamic, imagine Curtis confiding in Jordan about his frustrations with family secrets, drawing from their mutual experiences in law enforcement, which only heightens Portia's insecurities, as she wonders if his heart ever fully left his first love. Fans are on edge, speculating if Curtis can step back from this bond before it sabotages his current happiness, or if his denial will push Portia to her breaking point. On the flip side, Portia finds herself increasingly tempted by the allure of Isaiah, whose polished charm and seemingly supportive presence arrive at precisely the wrong time. In her crumbling world, caught in a vulnerable state after an explosive argument with Curtis, that leaves her questioning their future. Portia might misinterpret Isaiah's attentive ways as true compassion, overlooking his more opportunistic side. This could escalate into a passionate lapse, where she tumbles into an intimate encounter with her colleague, igniting a fire that not only jeopardizes her professional standing, but also incinerates the remnants of her marriage. Adding an invented twist, perhaps Isaiah subtly plants seeds of doubt during shared shifts, sharing fabricated stories of his own heartbreaks to mirror Portia's pain, making her feel seen in ways Curtis hasn't lately. If she crosses that boundary, the fallout would be irreversible, with guilt and exposure risking everything, especially as Portia's clouded judgment blinds her to Isaiah's hidden intentions. paving the way for profound remorse in the episodes to come. At this pivotal crossroads, the fate of Curtis and Portia's marriage dangles precariously, teetering between potential reconciliation and total collapse. A storyline that's all too familiar yet freshly compelling for this duo. We've witnessed similar dances before, but now, if Curtis withdraws into his signature isolation, cutting off from both Portia and Jordan to nurse his wounds in solitude, he risks losing the opportunity to rebuild their fractured bond. Meanwhile, Portia's possible entanglement with Isaiah could drive the final stake through their relationship, particularly if eagle-eyed loved ones like Trina Robinson or the wise Stella uncover the indiscretion, leading to family rifts that echo through Port Charles. Inventing a new element, envision a tense family gathering where unspoken truths bubble up, forcing Curtis to admit his divided loyalties and Portia to confront her impulses, possibly sparking a raw, honest dialogue that could either mend their wounds or confirm the end. The big dilemma remains: will they both succumb to outside comforts, or can they muster the strength to battle for their commitment, rediscovering the passion that first brought them together amid the chaos of hospital drama and personal vendettas? Next, we will delve into the escalating drama surrounding Drew Kane's ruthless pursuit of revenge against Stella Henry, and how it might push her to the brink of a devastating health crisis. In the heart of Port Charles, tensions are boiling over as Drew Kane unleashes a calculated legal assault on Stella Henry, all in a bid to settle scores with Curtis Ashford. Sources close to the storyline reveal that Drew, fueled by lingering grudges from past betrayals, has weaponized the law to target Stella directly. This isn't just a petty squabble, it's a full-blown vendetta where Drew aims to dismantle Curtis's world by striking at his beloved aunt. Imagine the shockwaves rippling through the Ashford family as Stella, a pillar of strength and compassion, finds herself ensnared in a web of accusations that could shatter her peaceful existence. New whispers suggest Drew has been quietly gathering evidence for weeks, perhaps even enlisting private investigators to dig into Stella's professional history, turning what was once a minor favor into a major scandal. The core of this explosive plot twist revolves around allegations of medical insurance fraud pinned on Stella. It all stems from her well-intentioned assistance to Martin Gray, ensuring he received proper coverage during a critical hospital stay. Stella, ever the dedicated social worker at General Hospital, stepped in to navigate the bureaucratic maze, helping Martin avoid financial ruin amid his health woes. But Drew, with his sharp instincts and access to insider information, uncovered this act of kindness and twisted it into something sinister. He didn't hesitate to alert authorities, leading to Stella's abrupt arrest in a scene that's bound to leave viewers on the edge of their seats. Picture the handcuffs clicking shut as Stella protests her innocence, her face etched with disbelief. This could be the moment that unravels everything. To add layers to the intrigue, insiders hint that Drew might have exaggerated details in his tip-off, perhaps fabricating timelines or connections to make the fraud claim stick harder, all while keeping his own hands seemingly clean. As Stella is hauled into custody, the mounting pressure is poised to take a severe toll on her well-being. Fans will recall her previous brush with a stroke, a harrowing ordeal that tested her resilience and left lingering vulnerabilities. Now, with the stress of interrogation rooms and flashing cameras bearing down, her blood pressure could skyrocket, manifesting in subtle warning signs like dizzy spells or pounding headaches. We've heard rumors of expanded scenes where Stella clutches her chest during a heated confrontation. At the police station, her family rushing to her side in panic. This arrest isn't just a legal hurdle, it's a psychological onslaught, amplifying her anxiety with each passing hour. Envision Stella pacing in a holding cell, replaying the events in her mind, her thoughts racing as the reality of public humiliation sets in. Drew's actions might be the catalyst for a medical emergency that echoes her past trauma. Looking ahead, the storyline promises to intensify Stella's distress throughout the week, potentially culminating in an urgent trip to the emergency room. Her history of health scares adds a poignant layer, making this relapse feel all too plausible. Drew's vendetta, born from his fallout with Curtis over business dealings and personal slights, has escalated to involve innocent bystanders, and Stella's rising stress levels could trigger not just a stroke, but other complications like irregular heart rhythms or debilitating migraines. Inventive plot additions might include flashbacks to Stella's first stroke, intercut with current events to heighten the emotional stakes, showing how she's fought back before, but now faces an even greater threat. The embarrassment of being treated like a criminal parade through the hospital corridors Where she once commanded respect could exacerbate her condition, leading to sleepless nights and a profound sense of betrayal. It's a stark reminder of how far Drew is willing to go. Using Stella as collateral in his war with Curtis, this crisis could spiral into something far more dire, with Stella experiencing chest pains that mimic a heart attack or even a full-blown cardiac event. Amid the chaos, the narrative might explore her vulnerability in greater depth, perhaps introducing a new doctor character who warns of the dangers of chronic stress. On elderly patients, Stella's life hangs in the balance, all because she chose compassion over caution in helping Martin. What started as a simple act of goodwill guiding a friend through insurance red tape ballooned into a life-threatening ordeal. Expanded details could show Stella confiding in a close colleague about her fears, her voice trembling as she admits the toll it's taking, setting the stage for a dramatic collapse that rallies the community around her. The fallout from Drew's machinations is sure to ignite fury among Stella's loved ones. Curtis Ashford, already grappling with his own demons, will likely explode in rage, confronting Drew in a blistering showdown that exposes deep-seated family rifts. Portia Robinson, as both a doctor and Curtis's wife, might find herself torn between professional duties and personal vendettas, perhaps advocating for Stella's immediate medical evaluation. Trina Robinson, Stella's devoted niece, could channel her anger into investigative efforts, digging for proof of Drew's overreach to clear her aunt's name. Even Kai Taylor, a newer ally in the circle, is expected to join the chorus of outrage, perhaps using his connections to rally support against Drew. This collective backlash could manifest in tense family meetings, heated phone calls, and public statements that paint Drew as the true villain, adding fuel to Port Charles's ever-simmering feuds. Martin Gray isn't escaping unscathed either. He could face a barrage of accusations for dragging Stella into this mess, as the one who provided Drew with the ammunition, perhaps unwittingly. Through casual conversations, Martin might find himself isolated, with former friends turning their backs. The storyline could introduce a subplot where Martin attempts redemption, offering to testify on Stella's behalf or exposing Drew's manipulations, but not without facing his own legal scrutiny. It's a tangled web where alliances shift, and Martin's role as the inadvertent instigator adds irony to the drama. At its core, Drew has crossed a dangerous line by entangling Stella in his power struggle with Curtis. Known for his no-nonsense approach, Drew despises interference, and if it means exploiting family ties, he's proven he's game. Yet, this recklessness might come at a steep cost, alienating allies, facing lawsuits, or even losing his standing in the community. New elements could include anonymous threats or leaked documents that backfire on Drew, forcing him to confront the human cost of his ambition. Poor Stella, who has always been the epitome of quiet dignity, may emerge forever changed if a stroke strikes amid this turmoil. As an elderly woman simply dedicated to heroically assisting those in need without fanfare, Ash doesn't deserve this upheaval. The charges looming over her are grave, potentially leading to fines or worse. But the real peril lies in her deteriorating health, which could require months of rehabilitation before any trial even begins. In a poignant twist, the plot might show Stella reflecting on her life from a hospital bed, surrounded by loved ones, highlighting themes of forgiveness and resilience in the face of injustice. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital as this saga unfolds, promising twists that could redefine relationships in Port Charles. What do you think? Will Stella overcome this, or has Drew sealed her fate? Share your thoughts in the comments.